Hi, I'm David from Levika Photography, and today I'm bringing you another Godox flash review on the v860 Yay! I'm actually kind of excited about this one. Just so you know, the S stands for Sony, the N for Nikon, the C for Canon, at the end of the name there, the S. Oh, right there. Anyway, let's dive into this. So let's see what we got here. We've got one poorly written manual. We've got one battery charger. We've got one flash case that's empty because literally it's right here next to me. So let me just get this shit out of the way. Okay, so here we go. There it is. I just want to let you guys know this is the TT685S, and this is the flash I just reviewed. So there's a link to it here if you want to go see that. Anyway, this is a very cool flash. It runs on AA's, and these both have the same menu system. They're built the same, but the difference is this one runs on AA's and it has this power port in the front. So if I take the battery from the Godox a6300 and plug it in here, then the recycling times go way up on this thing, and they are literally a second apart. And this is at full power, all the way zoomed in. So that's pretty damn good. But without this, then our recycle times are closer to 5 seconds apart. And that's really kind of slow. Actually, it hasn't even come back up yet. There we go. It's starting to slow down because the battery is wearing down. But it works great with this battery pack. The only problem is this battery pack is very expensive. So in comes this, which is an excellent option for that setup. This literally has a lithium-ion battery, and from what I understand, this is version 2 of this battery. So the life has been dramatically extended on these new batteries. And that's kind of why I never got into the first one when you guys were talking about it in my other reviews in the comments. I just wasn't too sure about this lithium-ion battery. I read reviews, wasn't that good. Second generation, though, seems to be excellent. And this one has roughly the same recycling times as that plugged into this. And you get 600 flashes out of this. So really good. Now the other thing that you guys mentioned was, you know, in a lot of other flash reviews, I talked about how I didn't like TTL because TTL pre-flashes and wears down the batteries even faster than they need to be. And you get weaker batteries, you get longer durations between flash times. So everybody said, David, you really got to try this because in TTL, this thing still seems to hold up. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got a model coming in. This should be fun. I'm only going to do TTL, so we'll see what I think about this. Before we do anything, let's have a look at this flash. Now, it has the screw down lock that I prefer, which seems to hold up a lot better than everything else. And then we'll put it on a shoe, screw it down and lock it. The shoe fits very tight. Now just so you know, if we turn this on here, now before anyone asks, there is no video light on this. Now these little red LEDs, you know, they're saying that the flash is ready to go, but I'm not sure if they exactly help with the pre-flash or not, but they're really not designed for it. So anyway, let's look at the flash overall. So it has the usual bounce head, and it can go flat, full rotation, and goes 270 degrees, and pretty much any way you want to go with it. And as far as the actual face of it goes, it does have the pull-out bounce card and the 12mm wide panel. So if we put the bounce card in, this keeps our flash at 12mm. Once we push that in, the head unit usually goes back into position. But in this case, we've got it on auto and on 24. So this is what the flash looks like. On the side here, you've got another port and a USB port for firmware. I really don't know what exactly you'd use those for. One is a transmitter connector port, but that's it. There's nothing else on here. So really, the best transmitter for this is going to be this right here. The X1T for Sony. And this is a great transmitter. But let's go over the functions of this flash really quick. All right, let's talk about the menu really quick. Now, we'll start on this side over here. This is your mode button. So you have TTL, manual, and multi. And just so you know right off the bat, you see how the screen is green. Green designates that it's a master. When it turns orange, that designates it's a slave. But anyway, you change your modes over here, you change your power over here, and if we go into manual here, then you can see we can turn it down to wherever we want it to be, and then you can change your zoom simply by going over here. It allows us to change it from 20 all the way to 200 and anywhere in between. Now the most important thing is the sync button, and this matters in wireless mode too. If you're not getting high-speed sync on the camera, you got to set it. You can see it's turned on right here. So that's turned off. That means you're stuck at 1/60th of a second. Turn that on and you can shoot at all the way up to 4,000th of a second on the a6300 or a6000 and 8,000th of a second on all the full frames. So anyway, let's dive into this button over here. Now again, we're green, so this is master mode. You see the lightning bolt? This means it's optical wireless control. This is basically how you would use this with Sony's other flashes. It can actually work with those. Does it work well? Not necessarily, because you're using it optically. The optical sensor in this is okay, and it does have an S1, S2 mode, but this way you can set the power on TTL, change your settings, you have group A and B, and you have a master. And that's it on that. And you have 4 channels to choose from. So from here, if you change it to this screen, we're now orange. This means it's a slave, and we're still on wireless optical control. And we're a slave, and we're right now on group A, channel 1. And we're controlling that from the master unit, the actual power that this is putting out. So let's change this again. Okay, so this is master control if we were using the flash as a master, and then we could control another flash in group A as TTL. Your high-speed sync button, as you can see right here, it says sync. If you turn that on and off, you see that go away. So if you need high-speed sync, you need to make sure that's on. And then you can change the channel and the group. And the channels, there's 32 channels on this one. And this is the setup that I like to use the most, but I'm going to use this as a slave. So under the slave, we actually control everything from this unit here instead. And we'll go ahead and turn this on. And you can see they're already synced. And so I've got A set up as +3, or plus 1/3 of a stop. And then you can go in and just test your status to make sure it works. And then B, which will be this flash over here, will be set at also +3. This is very easy to use, but really quick, let's see how fast this flash is. Right now, I've got it set on TTL for A. The slave is over there. And I just wanted to show you guys how fast this is. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to change my guide number here. We're going to make this +3. All right, there we go. So how good will this be? That's just insane. 11 frames per second on high-speed sync mode, 320th of a second, and it's firing every single frame. This is seriously one badass flash. I just wanted to show you guys the quality of light that we're getting out of this. Now, I've got our flash in the shot, and I got it zoomed in all the way at 200. It's about 10 feet from the wall, and we're shooting at +3. And I want to just show you guys the quality of light that we're getting out of this as far as a nice spread. This has a really nice quality spread of light, and this is how I'm going to shoot our model. And I like the vignetting when it's all the way zoomed in, so I'm going to keep it at 200. I might back out at 100 for some full body shots, but pretty much keep it zoomed in at 200mm, even though I'm going to be shooting her with a 28mm lens. That way I get a nice little vignette. How fun was that? She was like a perfect model. I'm definitely going to have her back. And I actually talked to her for 5 minutes before I realized that she had a prosthetic leg. And not only was she confident enough to own it, but she could work it. I mean, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, she was wonderful to work with. But this flash is the best flash I have ever used. Look at that. Still full battery after shooting for 45 minutes. I think that is just excellent. It's mind-blowing. The light quality off of this in TTL mode is amazing. You've seen the photos, no light modifiers whatsoever. All I did was zoom this into 200mm so that way I could have more of a vignette in my scene and you know, kind of put the focus in on her a little bit more. And nothing in front of the flash, just TTL. This one was turned down a third of a stop. The rear flash was turned up a third of a stop. The rear flash, the zoom was set on 24 so it spread a little bit. And in some of the shots, I used a magenta gel on top of the rear flash. That was it. And it's so simple, it was excellent. So anyway, next time I'm going to have to take these outside and do something like a wedding engagement shoot to give you guys an idea of what that's like. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more information like this, and otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. See ya.